Yo, Icon Nation. What it is, man, it's your boy Yerdy G.
It's Nick White, Icon Nation. We back in it. Let's do it.
And this is another episode of the Toxic Icon Podcast. And it's hot as shit.
Man, look, this topic that we got tonight, this is something that we have tossed around literally since the beginning of Toxic Icon.
Right, and we finally got a chance to get
and
around.
We finally got a chance to. It's just as important as anything else, but we got to run this, right?
Yeah.
So this is how I want to introduce it. Not Las Vegas, but out in rural Nevada.
Like Reno, right?
I think in between Vegas and Reno, like out that way.
Yeah.
Is a long dirt road in the middle of the desert that ends at an army base called the Extraterrestrial Highway. There's about 4 or 5 gift shops, some diners, all kinds of stuff themed about the aliens out there. Are aliens real?
Yes.
Why?
Well, first off, everything is in plain sight. Think about the movies, the books, the photography from the 40s, 50s, 60s, all of that. And plus, they keep going up there for some reason.
Okay.
Like, if I was in NASA, the U.S. government, whoever's in charge of this,
right,
I'm not going to keep going up there to find water.
No.
There's something up there.
There's something else up there. We got water here.
Right.
We go back up there.
Exactly. Look, Thanos,
Yeah.
alien.
I see
Venom,
what you're
an
saying.
alien.
Right. Hey, true. I don't know, man. The biggest thing with me with not only Area 51, but aliens as a whole, is the fact that there is some sort of a horrifying thought to it, which makes it so interesting to talk about. It's the fear of the unknown.
Yeah, it's the
we only
spectacle.
know so much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or do we know a lot more? And like you said, it's just in plain sight, and people not even peeping it.
I think it's in plain sight only because you have multiple groups of people. Like, you have the hardcore believers. You have the people that make the claims that, they've been abducted and they're back home.
Right.
And also, you have the non-believers.
And the non-believers stay pretty tight-knit on,
Yeah.
that's bullshit. We don't believe this.
Yeah, like, it's no knock on because, believe what you want to believe, stand up for what you want to stand up for.
Right.
But my belief is that aliens are real.
And they don't look like what everybody thinks they look like.
Yeah, like they probably look like people.
Yeah. I can get behind that.
Think about it, like, okay, Transformers, for example, it's fictional.
Right.
Now, let's say Lou was a Transformer, right?
Okay.
Who decided that Lou was gonna be a car?
Yeah, like who put that plan in motion?
Like, who was so detailed to say, you know what, we gonna make this extraterrestrial a Porsche?
In disguise. So, like, not even to stay on the Transformer topic, think about Devastator.
Yeah.
Huge.
That was one of my favorites.
But composed of so many different pieces of machinery and cars and things like that. But like you said, who came up with that idea?
Right. My thing is, somebody was influenced by something that they saw.
There was some sort of an influence.
Yeah, because Transformers is from before any of us were in here were born. So you think somebody was like, you know what? Let's make this cartoon about these cars that are real. No, aliens are real, bro.
Yeah.
And then you know what? What if they don't look like people? What if they do look like the stuff that was on the X-Files or the aliens from Independence Day?
Okay.
What if they really are the itty-bitty
or like
people
World War Z and all that type of stuff?
Yeah, like what if they really are the little people that's inside those exoskeletons?
What? Okay, wait. Which movie was that? I don't think this was the one with Will Smith in it. I can't remember who it was, but either way, it was those robotic, probably aliens, things that were attacking the county or the city that they lived in. And after all the chaos that they caused, the one thing that shut them down was bird shit. You remember that? I know you remember that.
That was,
I can't remember what movie that was, but
War of the Worlds.
Exactly.
Bird shit.
Now that literally takes us into something else because we haven't even mentioned UFOs yet.
Mm-hmm.
but all of them came from the sky.
And there's all these different sightings, all these video footage,
Sightings,
all these photos,
all these different lights up in the sky and things like that.
And remember, all this stuff is old. Back then, we didn't have Photoshop.
Right.
Back then, we didn't have Lightroom. Back then, we probably had AI, but it was nowhere near as advanced as it is
not
now.
not as advanced as it is now. Exactly. Like that's what I think about when I think about this topic with the aliens, and then going back to Area 51, because when people think about aliens, they just think about Area 51. So I was talking to Willow D earlier. Shout out Willow D. He said, "Are you going to talk about a couple years ago when everybody had that massive plan to storm Area 51?"
Everybody was gonna die.
Bruh, first off, shout out to everybody who made those memes. The memes were insane. Had me cracking up. I was cracking up the whole time.
Y'all can stay. I'm not going to storm no heavily guarded nothing.
No, but the reason that people took it that far, and that there were some people that were just on Facebook, like, stirring it up for laughs, whatever. But everybody else, come on, man. Like, these people want to find out something.
I'm not going looking for nothing.
And all I'm saying is, like, when you drive up that road, if you go watch any videos, there's so many people that do like 24-hour challenges at Area 51 and things like that. When they get there, there's that gate, restricted area. Do not cross this line. If you cross this line, there are snipers up there watching you, waiting to see, if you cross that line. You know what I'm saying? Why would it be that heavily guarded? And why is it that when we look it up on Google and we can't find out nothing? Like, we can find out what it was. Oh, it was used for a testing site,
That information.
But we can't find out nothing else.
It's supposed to be sealed, though.
Yeah, it is supposed to be confidential information. But at the same time, if the security is that tight, that incredibly tight, I don't know. I just feel like that's kind of telling us something right there within itself.
Yeah. Look, like I said, I'm not going looking for nothing.
Oh, I'm not going.
See, okay, that's crazy.
I'll go to one of the gift shops.
That's crazy, bro. Me and my granny was having this conversation. We was talking, like, not about aliens, but we was talking about anytime, like, it's a big crowded event, think about all the innocent bystanders that get hurt or get killed because they are being nosy.
True. I'm
not going looking for this shit. No, bro, like, okay. If I get this close to Area 51 and I'm on the other side of that gate, I'm not trying to go in there. Because what if there's something that's actually alive in there?
Right. Because that's the what if.
They're trying to keep guarded because once it gets out, we're all fucked up.
And that's the actual what if. That's the fear of the unknown. Because people, like, it's always like, oh, yeah, that shit ain't real. We don't believe in it.
Right. Because the thing is, like, once you see certain stuff, you can't unsee it.
Yeah.
And you get traumatized, you get PTSD, all this. Like I said, I'm not going looking for none of that because if I actually see a real live alien that's alive that they're hiding, that they don't want to get out because they know as soon as it does, everybody's going to die, like, yeah, just kill me now, cuz.
See, that's my big thing. If you look at the perception of what an alien looks like, the odd-shaped head, the giant eyes and things like that, you think that image just came from nowhere? You know what I'm saying? Somebody there's a concept behind why somebody drew that alien and why that's the one that took off.
Boom, there you go. Look, killer clowns from outer space.
I was getting ready to bring that up too. I was definitely gonna bring that up.
So yeah, it's like it's a fine line to ride because the concept is always gonna be there, but also on top of that, you have, okay, what if it's this? What if it's that? What if it's this? What if it's that? What if they do want to kill us? What if they've been working with the government? What if secretly the everybody that's in the House of Representatives is an alien or a reptilian?
Right.
You know, you got all these different concepts that are floating around. And I believe they probably are shapeshifters.
Shapeshifters?
Yeah. It's a form of an alien.
Right, and we don't exactly know how they move because, like you said at the beginning of the episode, this is more about being in disguise.
Yeah, and then also, like, think about all the different movies. Like, okay, The Faculty.
Okay.
Faculty, great movie. It was like It was, at the time, I was thinking 1997, 98, it was a modern version of Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Okay.
Look at The Thing.
The Thing, The Blob, all that stuff. Like you said, shape shifting, different things like that.
Look at, shit, I just lost my train of thought. Fuck.
The Thing, The Blob.
Men in Black.
Oh, yeah, that should be a telltale right there.
So it's like all these different concepts of stuff.
But what I do think is interesting, like you mentioned in these movies, the fact that all of these movies are being like produced. There's so many movies with that like alien type of background, or this is what we want to see. You know what I'm saying? That comes from a genuine interest.
Jordan Peele's Nope.
You can turn this to a Nope episode. I've been wanting to talk about that.
Hey, it was.
I've been wanting to talk about that one.
It was all about the spectacle. Like I think The Thing was an alien, the balloon.
I think it was. But Nope literally started with a UFO.
That was the balloon thing. Yeah. Like
It started with
so yeah.
that should tell you something right there.
Okay, look. The Sony movie Life about that little thing, which I really think was the symbiote.
Okay.
Because it was too identical.
Yeah.
And it grew bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
Until it killed everybody on the ship. And then, boom,
true.
Eddie Brock got it.
True. See, that's what makes this topic interesting. I love these sci-fi-esque, like, / horror-related topics where we know something, but we don't know enough. And that's why I feel like, I mean, think about, like, haunted houses like Silo X, any of those, like, wasteland type of things. It's because it's all curiosity.
Yeah.
But when you have the ability to tap into the mindset of people being scared behind alien type of things, it's not because you did anything special. It's because there's definitely a horror aspect to
That's
that.
another one. The original Ridley Scott Alien.
Yeah.
You have this little black goo.
Right.
That was spliced with something else, which created the face hugger. Once the face hugger gets you and you're the host, then the xenomorph comes out.
True.
So, like, I know people are artistic and creative, like, you know, with the music, me and Zeus take it to another place.
Shout out Zeus, man.
But it's like something clicked in your head that made you even think of this.
Right. True. And like, think about it. People want to do stuff like go to outer space.
I ain't going.
I mean, I would love to go, but I know I'm not going to. Like
Venom up there.
But I'm just saying, there are plenty of things going on that we don't know about.
There is, man.
There's plenty of things. And like you said, just to go back on what Jordan Peele was talking about, it was all about the spectacle. That movie was about things that are already happening right in front of us every single day.
Yeah, so like I say, I don't want to go to Area 51 because I know I'm going to see something and then I'm going to be traumatized.
You can't be traumatized, man. I'm just saying.
You going to see the blur.
You already knew where you were.
You going to see the Blair Witch, man. In the form of an alien.
Nope.
I just don't. I can't do it, bro.
I don't know, man.
Like, y'all can have y'all alien wishes. I'm going to stay right where I'm at.
So what would you do if a flying saucer came down in your backyard? That's in your backyard.
If I see a flying saucer, shit. Man, if I see a flying saucer, like, how can you fight that? Like, for real, like, how can you fight an alien that's about to hop out this flying saucer?
But the real question about that, okay, Limp Bizkit, 1999 Family Values Tour. Their entire stage setup was a flying saucer that crashed into like a rock, you know, like a bedding of rock or whatever.
That was a crater, yeah.
Yeah, crater. The flying saucer was huge. But like you said, it's the thought of the unknown. We don't know enough about it. How big is a flying saucer for real? Movies portrayed to be huge. Is it that big?
It's about the size of this building.
I I could see it, but I could also see it being the size of like 2 cars.
Nah, they need more space in there.
But they shapeshift.
No, I mean like space for like the controls, the weapons, all of that.
See, this is crazy, man. You're gonna have me up thinking about this shit when we get done recording this.
Nigga gonna text me at 3 a.m, man. You already, bro. I've been looking on YouTube.
I've been looking on YouTube. Then when I turn my phone off, there's an alien sitting in my room.
Right, whole time it's your shadow.
Yeah. Would you say this would be something that would give you nightmares as a kid, though?
Yes.
It got me when I was a kid. So I just wasn't sure about how anybody else felt. Because some people like to disassociate this with like something scary, but I disagree.
They fucking crazy.
I completely disagree.
Okay, so look, paint the picture for you. All right, so you walking home from the store, right?
Okay.
Nah, Snook's too far from your house. You driving home, and you see something up there.
Right.
Then I'ma just fast forward 2 hours later. You getting ready to go to bed. You hear thing crash in the backyard. You walk outside, you see it. You see the smoke coming from it because it's crashed. Mm-hmm. And then you see the little head pop out.
Yeah.
That's going to terrorize you, bro.
Oh, 100%.
So, yeah, like, if I see an alien, it's up. Like,
yeah. Might even be scarier than just like your normal slashers and serial killers that we know about.
Right, because they have technology and
we know about them. Right. They got technology, intelligence. They might be 3 steps ahead of the game on us.
Exactly.
We don't know.
So it's like, okay, like what happens now if he doesn't attack you? Or they can make you think it's all good, then attack you.
Right.
Or they could be trying to enslave us all.
See? You and me be right here with the thoughts, dude. I'm just saying. Now, speaking of that, when does this new Alien movie come out?
Ah, shit.
That should be soon, shouldn't it?
I forgot the date. It's July or August, though.
What's your prediction on that?
They taking it back to the roots when it was scary, back when Ridley Scott was the director.
So they're getting ready to ramp up the intensity of this movie.
Like the trailer alone, they didn't give away too much.
Right.
But they didn't really give away anything. And they showed a few action shots of the face huggers. They showed a good shot of the Xenomorph Queen with the silver teeth. And then they chose the perfect director, Fed Alvarez.
Okay.
Like, look what he did with Evil Dead. Look what he did with Don't Breathe.
True.
Those are just two of
And Evil Dead was sick.
Those are just two of the notable movies that he's done.
Right.
Like, come on, man. Like, they got the right guy.
I definitely think they're going back to the roots. What I'm most excited about is that, to me, just from what I've seen, what I've read, what I've been following to the release, right, is that the intensity is going to give me the same feeling that I had when it came to Alien vs. Predator. Like, you didn't like that? Hardest movie critic in the world, man.
I'm not really a fan of the versus movies. The only one I
don't mind. It's the intensity for me.
Only versus movie I liked was Freddy vs. Jason because they actually had a
battle.
Well, they had a battle, but they also had a storyline that made sense. Because it was, a lot of people don't realize this, but it was, they tied up a loose end from Jason Goes to Hell. Because you remember at the end of Jason Goes to Hell, Freddy pulled him back down.
True.
And then he laughed. And that was like 96, I think. 96, 98, whenever that movie came out.
Okay.
And then that Freddy vs. Jason came out 2003 or 2002. One of those two.
Okay.
Maybe even 2004. It was one of those 3 years.
Okay.
So it's like it tied in directly to Jason Goes to Hell. And then on top of that, all Freddy wanted to do was just get his power back so he could start killing again. So he used Jason, and then he used Jason's mother to get in Jason's head. Okay. Like, just, do my bidding for me, and then take your ass on. But Jason wouldn't stop killing.
True. He didn't give up. He didn't get none of that up.
And he ultimately got the dub at the end.
Would you be down with like a Alien versus a slasher?
I feel like it'll be unfair.
I feel like it would be unfair too. I don't necessarily see where that would match up.
It wouldn't make sense. Like how are you gonna bring these two worlds?
You can't tie those two storylines into each other.
It's just like if they do Megan versus Chucky. I mean, they technically can because they're both Universal. And also,
but if we just going off storylines, I feel like Megan would have a bit more.
Yes, Megan.
It would just be more for them to work with, like storyline wise, background wise.
I mean, okay, it's a possibility. I don't think I want to see it though. But I know it's a possibility, like I said, because they're both in that same Universal world. And it was a Megan reference in this season of Chucky.
True.
So it's like,
what was the reference?
They had one of the people from Megan on there.
Oh, okay. So just kind of slightly teasing that like something may be getting ready to happen.
But yeah, I don't fucking see that shit. I don't, bro. Cause like from a logical standpoint, this is why I'm one of the hardest movie critics. From a logical standpoint, for one, Chucky, Don Bala mad at him right now, which is why he's old and dying.
Right.
So like he would have lost that anyway. But before Don Bala basically forbidded him from being this superhuman voodoo king, it's like Megan, like she's a robot, bro. So it's like she has all the advantage strength wise.
She might be an alien herself.
Yeah, like I'm free. Like she got all the advantage strength wise, and then also on top of that, like how Chucky, like what is he gonna do? Stab her?
Right. And obviously she was indestructible when they tried to do that.
Yeah, so it's like I said, I don't see it making sense. I could be totally wrong.
Yeah, but I get where you're coming from though, because that seriously might not make a whole lot of sense unless they do some serious digging in depth, and do something in that aspect.
And then also it's like I believe that the only real plot point that would make it make sense is like Chucky. So he has completion anxiety. That's why he wanted to kill Andy literally in every movie he was in.
True. Yeah.
He has to get the job done. But also it's like Chucky, he can get little man syndrome knowing that he's not the only killer doll anymore that's on top.
Right.
So he gonna start trying to flex and then he gonna get torn in half.
Dealing with Megan.
Like Megan eat that man alive. So Chucky's what, 3 feet? 2.5?
Yeah, 3.
And Megan's a little bit over 4 feet.
Yeah.
So like she has all the advantage in the world. Like I said, Chucky, Don Bala is mad at Chucky, so he don't really have too much voodoo power on his side.
Yeah. So with a few minutes left in the episode, reeling it back to the extraterrestrials. If you had a chance to do a haunted attraction
About aliens,
and I mean, you got a 30-minute walkthrough of a haunted house, and this is just around the perception of aliens, what you perceive it as. Where do you go for it? Because the radioactive haunted house has already been done. You know what I'm saying? So like, what would you go for?
I would take a page out of the early 2000s movie with Adrian Brody. It might be 2010s.
Okay.
Like it was just called Predators. Like where they were on that planet. Because I think they were all like mercenaries or like really bad people. And they were in jail at first, but then they woke up falling out the sky. Because they were on the hunting ground for the predators.
For the predators.
Yeah, I would take a page out of that book, but just more so put my own twist on it and expand on it.
Okay.
They wouldn't look like the predators, obviously. Like they would more so be humanoid.
Right. I like that though. What you just said. You humanize them to push the narrative that the alien doesn't look like what you think it looks like from what the textbook or what Google has shown you.
Now, also, I would take a page out of something else. Like, you might not know about this. I might just be old. It's a movie called The Guyver. The Guyver, like
I've heard of it.
it's
I've not seen it.
So it's an alien specimen. It's a little ball, and it bonds with a specific person to become this battle warrior.
Okay.
So think about it, like when it's time for war, they become the Guyvers.
Right. Okay.
Like when it's time for war, either when they about to go hunt people. Because then looking like this, you don't know what they look like in true form. You just you just see them as regular old people.
True.
So like it might appear like you in the jungle, like like a Mayan jungle, somewhere in Africa, Egypt, even South Asia. Yeah, it's gonna give you the vibe that you're somewhere overseas.
Okay. So if I had one, I think my house, like my haunted house, like my attraction would be I'm taking you into the UFO. Mm-hmm. The entire thing, we are going through the entire UFO. You're gonna see every level of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm big on levels and things like that. Yeah. So you're gonna see everything. Am I gonna tell you a story? Most likely not. But I'm gonna show you where all of the aliens will be spending most of their time within the UFO. Those will be like my more like intense parts.
Okay.
You'll go through that control room, but within that control room, complete chaos. That's why it crashed. You know what I'm saying? Like kind of telling a story without completely telling one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Dropping hints and context, but when you leave my attraction, I want you I want you piecing together what happened.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's kind of my thought on that.
Okay. I like that.
That's kind of what I think.
See, I'm a realism guy. You know that, Nick.
Yeah.
So I want it to be as grounded as possible.
Okay.
Because I don't want to overcomplicate it.
True.
I want it to be, this is what it is. I still want your mind to wonder when you leave and while you're in there. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't even want you to know you're in an alien-themed haunted house.
Okay. So you are saying I will take realism to the fullest extent.
Yeah.
So you want to play it up on the thought process of
the customer.
And this is what we see every day.
Yeah.
I like that idea too.
Because look at it
I think both of them would hit. They would be massive attractions either way.
Yeah, because like I told you, bro, like I believe aliens are real. So therefore, conversation's sake, for every 5 human beings, 2 aliens, right?
Okay.
We walking past them all day, every day. Like people we work with, like customers at stores, people who have services that we need, neighbors, all of that.
Right.
And like, what if it's just like an elaborate plan that these aliens have to wait until the exact right time to strike on planet Earth? And they're already here in plain sight. So It's like nobody will see it coming.
Nobody will see it.
Can't tell me.
That'd be crazy.
It's like
be dope.
It's like it reminded me of that movie, the Stepford Wives.
Okay.
They were all like androids, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And they were all programmed the exact same.
You ever seen that movie Interstellar?
Yeah.
Where they preserve themselves.
Where
they were in outer space.
Yeah.
And like preserve themselves for like 20, 30 years.
Nah, it was more than that.
Was it more? It probably was more than that.
Because it was, hold on. Is that the movie with Jennifer Lawrence and Chris Pratt, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, because it was more than that. Because he woke her up like 90 years early.
Man, that stuff is so wild, dude. But I even tied that into like the alien thought process, just with like the sci-fi background and things like that.
I'm trying to tell you, Nick, man, these aliens, they here, bro.
It's probably Aliens That Father podcast. Speaking of, if you haven't followed us, be sure to follow us right now. You're already here, right there.
That's right. Like, subscribe, comment, tell a friend. Show the QR code to anybody.
We will be at FrankieCon May 11th.
Yes.
Or May 12th. One of those.
May 11th, because May 12th. Me and Zeus got we performing at Taco Fest.
Okay, cool.
Down at Ballpark Village.
May 11th, Knoxville, Tennessee. We will be at FrankieCon. It is on our tour flyer. Be sure to tap in with the link tree. That takes you to all our platforms. We need a like, a subscription, a follow, a comment on all of them. We don't want y'all to miss anything. Plenty of more episodes where this one came from.
That's right, man. This was a good one, Nick.
Yeah.
So, hey, as always, man, it's your boy Yerdy G.
Nick White. Shout out to Takeover Films, making us look and sound good. You already know.
Work! I told you every episode.
Work!
And as always, this is another episode of the Toxic Icon Podcast. And as always, stay toxic.
Arr.